I just puckered my lips and put 2 fingers up.
Like, I'm a unique Belgian person who look Chinesier than I am.
I think we still have our Belgian friend here.
Yeah,
Belgian waffle. You guys make the best waffles.
Oh, this is Jeff's BLT first live episode ever. I don't know. Are we still live?
Hand sanitizer.
My mom got
Can I have
this
some?
bad boy at the old Walmart.
Dude, those
Can I
are
have some?
rare.
Mike?
You want some?
Yeah.
Welcome to, it's not Social Club Radio anymore. We have gone back to our original name. We are Jeff's BLT once again, coming at you live with an audio-only podcast for the late night talk show. Tonight, we've got a great show for you tonight. I have got my good buddy. Do you want to go as Marvin, or do you want me to call you by your stage name?
I'll let you pick.
Okay. I got my good buddy Josh here. Give it up for Josh.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
All right. Josh, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. Just got done watching the Blues game. They destroyed the Los Angeles Kings. My boy Jordan Kyrou got another point, extending his point streak this season to 4 games. This is their 4th game. So he's leading the team in points, and it's looking good for the Blues this season. I think they're going to recapture the cup, maybe go 82-0 this year. What are you thinking?
When is the cup?
Oh, the cup? I mean, it's not till next year. The
okay,
season
cool.
goes 21-22. It's in like maybe April or May is when this playoffs start, and the cup will probably be like early June is when it will be awarded.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch hockey, so I had no idea that's when it was.
Josh, do you watch any sports? You watch football, don't you?
I watch Ted Lasso. That's about all I watch besides
That's it? You don't watch the Premier League at all?
that. No.
Man, it's funny you bring up Ted Lasso because that is the main topic we have tonight as you and I, a one-on-one episode, we're going to review the show Ted Lasso. I don't know if we're going to review both seasons, but we can because we've both seen them all. But yeah, good little transition there. Josh, it's like you knew what was going to happen this whole time.
How about that? That's the funny thing about coincidences, isn't it? It just happened.
It is. Well, I'm your host, Mike Rademacher, here to stay and here to play. Give it up for me. Oh, I love it. I love it when they clap for me. But yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be here in just a few minutes, probably just jumping right into it, reviewing the show Ted Lasso. I just finished it. I think I just finished it last weekend. And boy, I've got a lot to talk about for Ted Lasso. Like everything that happened in the last 2 episodes that I watched, I was like, whoa, crazy. So I'm glad that you're a super fan like me and ready to talk about this.
A lot has been happening lately, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Whew. Boy, I'm ready for that season 3 though. Like it set it up real well. But
Well, they're writing it now, and they'll be filming in January. So we got till next summer to wait.
they're not filming it till January? How do you know all this already?
I'm a little bit of an insider. Got my my sources high up the Apple chain.
Of course you are. You're Apple fan number 1 himself, of course. You're the insider. You got it. Who are you talking to? You got who's the guy now? I know Steve Jobs, rest in peace. What is it? Steve Wozniak was one of the other dudes, but he's not like the guy anymore. And then who's the guy now? Who is it? Tim something?
Tim Cook.
Tim Cook. Tim Cookie Cook. You're in good with Timmy Cook?
Yeah, we're both big Alabama Auburn fans.
I hear some people calling him Tim Cook. You get it? You get it?
Why? Because he's homosexual and he likes cock.
Wait, he's homosexual? I didn't know that.
He is a gay man.
I was making fun of just his name because it kind of sounds like cuck. That was my joke. I didn't know he was gay. No disrespect to Tim. It was just a play on his name.
Right, yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Dang, Josh, you're coming at me with the jokes tonight. I know that's a reference from Seinfeld because of Matt. I've never watched the show Seinfeld, but Matt told me that was a joke that won an Emmy or something.
I don't know if the joke won an Emmy. The show won tons of Emmys. It ended its run as the #1 TV show on television, but it just hit Netflix this past week.
What do you mean by #1? What makes it #1?
I mean, like back in the day when it went off the air, if you ranked all the television shows by their viewership, it was #1 the viewer in the ratings.
Oh, because I was about to say, like, I thought basically the #1 show was It's Always Sunny because of they've just been they're the longest running live sitcom right now.
Yeah, I think it's like 15 years, something like that.
Yeah, are you an Always Sunny fan?
You know what? For whatever reason, I watched like the first 6 seasons one time. It's not necessarily my kind of humor. I think it's good. It's good comedy. Like if you're up at like 2 a.m, you got nothing to watch. It's a good show to put on. But I would not put it on and just watch it all the way through.
I like to think of it as like dirtbag humor, like just a lot of like off-color jokes, and but I enjoy it quite a bit. They're like they're one of the only shows still getting away with some of the jokes that like a bunch of comedians just get canceled for, which is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Day is really funny. The Rob, whatever his last name is, he's really funny.
Yeah,
that's it.
He's an owner of a Premier League team. Joking there about Ted Lasso. Did you see that that letter that him and Ryan Reynolds wrote about the joke?
Yep.
That was pretty funny.
They asked for a cease and desist in exchange for the biscuit recipe.
The biscuit recipe, but my thing was basically he was like, we know there's a lot of good shows on Apple Plus like Mythic Quest and Mythic Quest basically because it's his show. I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was pretty funny, but yeah, I'm a big fan of that show. They recently in the most recent season they were basically making fun of like all of the recent like super PC stuff going on, like everyone wants to be like super politically correct. And they had a whole episode about a bathroom, like if they're gonna make it a neutral bathroom or for men and women, stuff like that. And I'm just surprised that they're still getting away with that stuff because anyone else, nowadays would probably be like, you can't talk about that. And Danny DeVito's on there. Just like there was one episode where they get like body switched into black people, and Danny DeVito's walking around like I want to say the N-word. Let me say it. At least with without the ER on it. And it like there was a big ordeal about it, and everyone, I feel like that just kind of stuff would not fly in other places, which is I want to say quite impressive that everyone's just letting them just do whatever they want, basically.
Yeah, I mean, good for them being able to have the freedom to be creative and say what the hell they want.
Yeah, I agree. I wish more shows could just do whatever they want. At least in the form of comedy. Like it seems like people just get in trouble for comedy all the time, but it's like they're doing it for the sake of comedy. They're not really doing it because they're necessarily a bad person, you know? Like some jokes
Right.
are just funny that way.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I haven't watched the Dave Chappelle special, but there's all kinds of uproar about that.
Yeah, I heard about that too. I don't even know what the whole deal is. I haven't watched it either, but there were some
I
issues
don't
with
know.
him on his one of his more recent specials coming back too. They were saying a lot of his jokes were just outdated and stuff like that. But now they're like doing a Netflix walkout and everything. It's getting crazy.
I don't know what the joke was. I think it offended someone in the trans community. That's about all I know.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. But Josh, I got a proposition for you. Are you a single man?
I am not a single man.
What? Who are you dating nowadays?
I mean, we were gonna tell you guys around Thanksgiving, but your mom.
Oh, but are you for real with someone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were single now. Darn. I was gonna do a proposition for you, Tony, and Matt, 'cause I believe Tony is still single, and I believe Matt is forever single, as far as I know. He popped out
Yeah.
that one kid, and he's like, I'm done.
I don't blame them, man. Women are a handful.
They are, trust me. But yeah, I had an idea of a podcast dating show, which I'll still do with if I can get Tony on here regularly. Which he said he was going to come on, and then he just ignored me. I mean, that's what I expected. But yeah, I was gonna get like a podcast dating show going. That was one of my ideas. But another thing I are you a fan of like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette at all?
You know what? I've never seen a single episode.
Oh, I had another idea for that. I was thinking like, what would you say to The Bachelor, like, or The Bachelorette? Let's say The Bachelorette with the Bachelorette being typically just this really attractive woman, and then just all the men that are contestants are all just ugly, disgusting people. A lot of them overweight, just like the worst kind of people you could find.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of like like basically like if you brought homeless people off the street for this, and then
follow
they
you.
were all competing for it, and she like had to pick one, and so her decision would be tough, a lot tougher. I just thought that would be a pretty funny premise for a show. What do you think?
It's women looking for these
So
raggedy ass looking guys, or it's the other way
so
around?
it's yeah, so it's one woman, she's the Bachelorette, and all these guys are coming on the show to compete. So let's just say like this 40-year-old fat slob who doesn't get off his couch, he's in there. Then there's this homeless guy who's in there. Then there's this other guy who's like just like the most like unattractive fellow you could meet in every sort of way. Like he doesn't have a job,
Right.
he doesn't want to get a job, he lives at home with his parents, and he loves it, and he wants to take the girl home with him to live with his parents in the future. Just like the most like, and even some of these guys can even be acting it up. They don't even have to really be these people, but they could be acting it up, trying to win his affection. But basically, the premise of the show is the winner who somehow wins the heart of this bachelorette wins a huge amount of prize money. Now, the bachelorette they don't have to get married or anything. They're basically competing for the win. So
Right, yeah.
they have to be. She's basically trying to pick the best of the worst, as I
Okay.
would say, and they would win instead of just having to marry the bachelorette. And I thought that would be a pretty funny premise. I might even try to make it into a skit later. But what do you think of that? Would you watch that if that was on television?
Uh, I would not tune in myself. I'm sure somehow I get stuck with someone else turning it on. I have to watch the whole thing. But what could be interesting is I mean I think all that stuff's like super fake. Like I don't think anyone is truly in love with anybody.
That's true.
And so I think it would be interesting to see a girl kind of fake it, be like, oh man, I'm so like in love with all these homeless guys, and just see how she kind of fakes it. That could be kind of interesting.
That's what I think too.
Or
If
she
you
or she could yeah, or she could just be so repulsed and be like, you know what, this isn't even worth it. I'm out. Who
did you
knows?
did you ever see that show? It was like Joe Schmo or something. And basically, what it was like a. I don't think it was a dating show, but it was like a house show where like all these people live together competing for like a prize or whatever. And like everyone were actors except for one guy, and they were basically playing this joke on this one guy. He thought he was on a reality television show, but they were all just actors pretending to be contestants. It was an old
I don't.
show.
I have not seen it. It sounds kind of similar to Big Brother because I know they're all in a house, which
That's
I've
what
never
it was.
seen Big
It was
Brother.
basically like a joke on Big Brother. I think they did like one season because like
Yeah.
you really, I don't know if you really can do another season, but it was pretty interesting concept. I never saw it, but I had heard about it, and I looked it up, and it was pretty funny. Some of the clips and stuff. But yeah. Josh, are you gonna reveal who this girl is or what?
You know what? I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Do I know her?
She did work at Red Robin, but I think it was a little bit after your time.
Are you sure? Because I think I can guess. Does her
You
name
can guess.
Does her name begin with a K?
K. It actually does, yeah.
I think I know who it is. I'll leave it. I'll leave you to it. But
Okay, okay.
I had heard. I don't know. I had heard rumors and I had seen pictures, so I was wondering. But
Yeah.
but anyways, I mean, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's just hop right into this Ted Lasso review. So, are you ready to go?
You know what? I love Ted Lasso so much. I'm just worried about doing a disservice to the show with this review. I don't know if I have the nerves to go forward with this, Mike, anymore.
God
I think
damn.
I might have to leave right now.
God damn it, Josh. Are you serious right now? I
You
waited
know
till
what?
10 o'clock for you.
You know what? I'm all in. I'm gonna do my best to give this a good review. Right?
All right. All right. Well, let's get started then.
Mountain time! Falcon Crunch!
All right.
No talking to each other during class. Why are you teaching during my conversation?
Okay, so let's get started. First off, Ted Lasso. This is gonna be a completely spoiler review because I've got a lot of things that happened and that I want to talk about. So, first off, Josh, why don't you go first? Give me the rundown of the show and tell me what you think of it.
Are we just sticking to season one?
No, season 1 and 2. We're reviewing the whole show,
All of it.
an
All right.
ensemble.
Basically, it's a feel good, heartwarming comedy. It's a fish out of water. You have Mr. Ted Lasso, who is a United States American football coach. So the football with the pigskin, what shape is the football anyways? Oval?
It's an
Is
egg.
that it?
It's
an
the
egg,
the
okay.
old
It's an
pigskin. I
egg.
remember tossing that around with my old man.
And so he's a football coach, and he comes to England to coach football, aka soccer, as we call it. And so he is kind of put through the test, personal with his personal life, and business wise, to try to make a winning team out of these young guys. Kind of. You got some really good players. You got some egos going around that need to be put in check, but all around they're a good group of guys. But he's just trying to turn these zeros into heroes.
The zeros into heroes. Couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. So like, I'm a huge fan of Ted Lasso. I watched it. I heard about it. Heard it was a great show. I was like, all right, let's see what all the hype is. I watched the first season, basically binged the whole season in like one night or like 2 days, and I just fell in love, man. This show, it was incredible, season 1. And while I thought season 2 just didn't hit all the highs that it did, I still thought it was a really good season, and I'm really pumped for the 3rd season.
Yeah, so this show originally came out. It came out during the pandemic of 20. I think it came out like early summer, maybe late spring, but it was just no. It was summertime. It was summer. It was last summer during the pandemic, and it was just the perfect pandemic show where all of us are kind of going through a little. Maybe all of us have our own struggles during the pandemic, lockdowns and stuff like that. It was just the best show to turn on and just leave all your troubles at the door. Nothing else mattered except watching this show and getting a good laugh.
Yeah. Before we keep going, I forgot to tell you that since we're not doing any video today, I'm calling this episode of Jeff's BLT The Return, Jeff's BLT Classic. Forgot to do that. I had a graphic. So we have like a graphic up, but like it's not. That's all you can see is this graphic. And hear our voices. But yeah, I know what you mean. Like the first season where like Ted comes over and like no one really likes him except for like Keely. She's the only one who seems to like warm up to him really quickly because she's also like a very positive person, had an infectious energy, and this guy, he comes over and he's just trying to. Like, I knew what was going to happen the whole time, but I loved seeing it unfold. Because, like, everyone was out to get him. They were trying to make him look like a fool because they're like, he doesn't know soccer. He doesn't know how it goes over here. He doesn't know anything about the rules. He's like, how's that offside? It was like, what do you mean? I still don't understand this offside. He's like, you got ties over here? We do ties?
Yeah.
That one was good. But when he wins everyone over, like that's just like the best part. Especially one of my favorites. It was early on. One of the first person he won over was Trent Krim, which by the way, I love Trent Krim. I think he's a great
for sure, yeah.
Great character.
Yeah. At the end of the day, he's a good guy. Maybe a little rough around the edges when we first met him, but good guy.
Yeah, but he like wrote that story about him, and he was just like, he's just a genuinely great guy, and he was like, that's how he won all his respect for him, and then like all his players, and then like when he eventually wins over Jamie Tart, and then they send him back to Manchester, I was so heartbroken. I was like, no.
Yeah,
I was like, dang, I really started to like Jamie once he won him over.
And he just started to come around. Like he's still. After he came around, he was still kind of an asshole.
But he's been great in season 2.
Oh yeah. We definitely did see his walls start to come down and be vulnerable and be a nice guy in season 1. But that quickly kind of didn't last, and then season 2 is a different story.
Yeah, season 2, but yeah, like, and then they brought in Danny. Danny, who I like Danny too. He's just like a fun character, and I always liked Sam from the beginning. And Sam had like a great little arc there in the second season, which I love too. He's one of my favorite characters. And then Roy, he's always great. But yeah, just that first season was awesome.
Oh yeah. Besides Ted, Roy is probably my favorite character.
Roy? Oh really? My favorite. I want to say my favorite is Sam. I like Sam the best. Then Danny, and then probably. I mean, I love Ted too, and Beard. I like them all, but
they're all good characters, all of them.
They're all great, but it's really hard to pick. They're all close. If I pick my favorite though, I just like Sam. I thought he was a really cool character, especially season 2. He was really good. That whole romance with him and the owner though in season 2, I was like, I don't know if I like this. But how did you feel about that? I'm sure you had like a crush on her though, so you probably were like all for it.
Yeah, I think she's an attractive lady. But yeah, I wasn't really the biggest fan of that relationship. When it first kind of ignited, but at the end, I was kind of like, yeah, they're nice together.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I was reading something about it, and they were saying like ranking the relationships in Ted Lasso, and they had, I think they had, who did they have at the top? Well, they had Higgins and his wife at the top, which makes sense. Did you know they're
So
actually married in real life?
I was literally just about to say that. Fun fact. Yeah, they are a real life couple. And Higgins, I think he's one of the most underrated characters,
Oh, Higgins is
and
great.
he really shined in season 2.
Oh yeah, I've loved Higgins from the beginning. Higgins has been great. He started out okay. He started out kind of sucky. He was just kind of doing whatever Rebecca wanted him to do. But he really seemed like he really fell in love with Ted pretty quickly. He's like he wanted to be in the Diamond Dogs and everything. I was like, this guy's just like the best. And then he has for
Yeah.
that Christmas episode, second season, where he just has people over, all the players over.
Right,
He's just
yeah,
like
yeah.
a nice guy. But
That's pretty cool.
But I was gonna say they had a relationship on there that I wasn't expecting. They had Ted and Rebecca as like third or something, and they were basically speculating like, hey, this might happen. And I was like, I had thought that might happen for the longest time, but
Yep. Mhm.
but I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to see that.
You know what? I thought it was going to happen when they were, because they kind of, what's the right word?
Chemistry.
They caught us off guard. They showed Rebecca was texting on that app Banter, and then they were showing,
Oh, yeah,
and
I
she was
remember.
happy, and then Ted was also texting. They didn't show what app he was texting in, but they did show that he was texting, and he was smiling every time he was texting. So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
kind
they
of
they did that to us. I remember that. I was thinking, but I'm like,
they
it's
tricked
got.
us.
But the thing that kind of spoiled me for it is because, like, before I had seen that episode, I saw a headline that said why Sam and Rebecca are good for each other or something. I was like, oh, but it's probably Sam, isn't it? And I was all confused. Then I found out. I was like, oh, shoot. And I thought the same thing. I thought it was Ted for a second. I'm like, is it Ted? But I thought it was supposed to be Sam. But I don't know if I really want that to
Yeah.
happen either. I'm not a fan of Rebecca being in a relationship with anyone associated with the team, to be honest.
Do you want to hear my season 3 prediction for a relationship?
Sure, give me your season 3 prediction.
Ted and Dr. Sharon.
I was so pulling for that too. I thought that was gonna happen as well. Like they were getting that camaraderie towards the end, and I thought they really had like a pretty like a different relationship than Ted has with like everyone else. And I thought the same thing. I was thinking the same thing. It's a good call.
Yeah, because we do know that Dr. Sharon will be back for season 3, and so will Trent Krim, and they will both have some bigger roles.
Oh,
That's
I'm
what we've been
excited
told.
for Trent. I'm excited for Trent Krim. Trent Krim's the boy. When they revealed, like, I mean, Trent Krim's like, I had to write this article. I'm like, before he even said it, like, you know who spilled the beans, but I'm like, just that he said it, he's like, because I respect you, I'll tell you who my source is. And
Yep.
he gets fired from his job, and he's like, talking to Ted afterwards. He's like, I hope we see each other again. I was like, dang, Trent is like the dude. I always liked Trent because I just like that.
He's a good guy, yeah.
Ted kind of made fun of his thing, Trent Krim, the Independent. I thought that was always funny. And yeah, but he's cool. And then my main thing with season 2 that I wanted to talk to you about was freaking. I thought Ted was gonna save Nate at the end, but he just blew up on him and left. And I was like, Jesus Christ! That was like that was like the only twist I could say I could see.
So when Ted found out it was Nate who spilled the beans, I was like, you know what? Ted's gonna forgive him because he forgave Rebecca. It just makes sense he would forgive Nate. And I think that's still the case. I think he would have forgiven Nate because he was pretty cool with him when they had that chat.
Yeah.
And he even apologized, like, "Hey, I'm sorry if I felt like I wasn't there for you. I'm truly sorry." So
Yeah.
I thought they're gonna work things out, and then Nate crossed the line for me whenever he tore the believe sign. That stung.
That did, but he crossed the line when Ted like kind of confronted him, like, "What did I do?" When he just straight up yelled at Ted, I'm like, dang, Nate's over with. There's no getting him back now. That's when I knew it was over. Then when he ripped the belief sign, I was like, he's just an asshole right now. Like it was the worst. I was like, dang, I liked Nate in the first season, and now he's just kind of a shithead. By the way, when he was explaining to Ted why he was so upset with him, like, you kind of left me, you didn't build me up anymore. Do you recall that even happening? I don't even recall Ted like ignoring him or anything.
No, he always had his back. There was, if you pay attention to the Ted Lasso subreddit, someone did bring up that there was one moment in the show in season 2 where they were celebrating Roy for some move that he pulled, or some he coached the team to do something, and it was a good choice on his end. So everyone kind of celebrated Roy, and Ted for like a split second kind of gave him a cold shoulder, unintentionally, to like give a congrats to Roy, but no, like Ted really did not ignore Nate at all, except for like that microsecond of an incident, which was unintentional. But no, he always had his back, always supported him.
Yeah, I feel like Nate, it was more in his head that he just wasn't getting the recognition he used to get. It was more like Ted almost expected this from him, and like he just wasn't. He wanted that like validation all the time. And you could tell that Nate needed it just because his dad was such a dickhead. But yeah, I was just like, I don't recall it. I saw it changing when he like made that, when Ted went off for the panic attack and he like made the big decision and like won the game or whatever, and then he let all that media go to his head, and then
yep. Mm-hmm.
And you thought at one point, I forget, I think Coach Beard talked to him about, or maybe it was Roy, about the one kid, the new...
No, it was Beard.
Oh, yeah, the new team manager and stuff, and you thought he was going to turn it around, and then he sees that one negative comment about his article, and he flips right back, and I'm just like...
Right, yeah.
Oh, man, that sucks. Because then I knew things were going to get tense, but I thought Ted was still going to bring him back at the end. So I was disappointed about that, but yeah, man, you could see it. Like, you could see it happening. You knew there was going to be some tension. They were building it. He was constantly, like, wearing the suits all of a sudden. You could tell he was changing. Then he ends up with that all-black suit. And that, you remember when he was shopping with the suits for Keely? That was the most uncomfortable situation I've ever seen. I saw when they were like had that like close up on their heads. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna try and kiss her. I can see it. And then he did it. And I was like, my god, I can't believe it. I really didn't want that to happen. And my biggest thing that season was Nate. Nate was just like, man, I was just so disappointed in that. Oh, and Jamie was great that season too. Like it was obviously that like Ted changed him the season before. He came back and he was never like an asshole at all. He was pretty much the whole time trying to play for his team and trying to win his teammates like goodwill back. And I don't know, I like Jamie's journey a lot. I thought he was great and that whole scene with his dad when he punched his dad in the face. I was like, hell yeah, because I hate his dad. His dad sucks.
That's one of the best. So. And that's one of the... Every character has this really great... most of the characters have a conflict that they're dealing with, and they have this great character development. So we knew from season 1, Jamie was... He was a dick. He had this big ego, thinking he was the shits. And then when Danny came around, he kind of had a little bit of an awakening, like, oh, hey, someone else is just as good, if not better than me.
Football is life.
and then he gets they have that good moment where he kind of talks about, so they have the scene to get rid of the curse. They have that big burn.
That was one of my favorite episodes. I love that episode.
Yeah, and so with that, he kind of told a story about how he plays for his mom to make her proud, and that his dad was always a dick, calling him soft. That's why he is always kind of hard, a dick. And then in the last episode of season 1, he scores. Or no, I'm sorry.
Thanks to
he
that extra pass.
he makes an extra pass. So Jamie's new team wins, and then you see Ted going to the other team's locker room to congratulate Jamie. And then instead of being able to congratulate Jamie, we see Jamie being berated by his dad, saying, "Oh, hey, why'd you make the extra pass? I didn't raise someone to do that. You make the pass. I didn't come all the way down here just to see you do that." And then Ted, being a nice guy, sends beer with a note to give to Jamie. And so Jamie's on his bus, getting ready to go back to where his team is from. And the note that Ted gives him says, "Way to make the extra pass." And he has a little army man in there as well. It's just such a good moment.
Yeah,
Between,
that was a great ending. I agree.
It really was.
But the other thing about Jamie that caught me kind of off guard is when he went to ask Ted in the second season to come back to the team. I thought Ted was going to be like, "Hell yeah, come back," but he said no. I was a little surprised. I was like, I can't believe Ted did. I thought he loved Jamie. But he's like, it's just not right for the team. And then eventually he changed his mind.
Yeah.
He changed his mind. He's like, I remembered he had dad troubles, so had to take him back. And then that was obviously a theme that I didn't get till later when you find out about Ted's dad, which was like a huge surprise. And that was crazy.
That's one of the best moments. Is he talks about one of my favorite scenes is whenever he's playing Rupert in darts, and he says how he used to play darts with his dad every Sunday in a bar from like 11 until like 16 years old when his dad passed away. And then he has one of my favorite lines, which is "Be curious, not judgmental." And then so we kind of got a little bit of insight on his dad right there. And then it just kind of continued from there. And I wasn't surprised when they said his dad killed himself, because he made the comment to Jamie that he thought his dad was a little bit too hard on himself.
Yeah.
And so I kind of had the feeling that, oh yeah, he probably killed himself.
Oh, I didn't even pick it up. Did you go back and watch season 1 again or something? Because I didn't even remember him saying something about his dad during the darts thing.
Yep, yeah, he mentioned that. Dude, I've watched season 1 probably at least 4 times.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't watched it that much. I just watched it once. But
and I've watched season 2 times.
I've only watched it once. But do you think season 1's better than season 2? Because I want to say I liked the way it went, but season 2 got deeper into the characters.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is that season 1 it got everybody off guard, because it's been a long time since we had such a good feel-good comedy with some morals and just made you feel good. And so I think there was an initial like, oh wow, this is something different that makes me feel good. So season 1 had that. It had something special to it. And in season 2, it was still the great wholesomeness we were used to, but it just wasn't this new, fresh, brand new thing we were used to. So I think we kind of got used to all the feel-goodness from season 1, and because it wasn't a brand new experience in season 2, for some people it just felt like it wasn't as good as season 2. That's my opinion.
What do you think?
I think I don't know, man. I think they both have their own strengths per season, but I think one has the edge. But they're both great seasons.
I agree, but like I said, I was always wondering when season 2 is coming, like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna somehow make everyone hate him again, and then he's gonna win them back? But they went a different direction, and I thought that was good. But yeah, if I was ranking them individually, I'd take season 1 over season 2. But it works better as if you don't think of them as individual seasons and you just think of them as a continuation of the story, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the whole thing with Ted's dad dying or killing himself and stuff, that was a pretty awesome moment. You seeing Ted really, because you never saw him break in the first season, and that's the first time you really saw him break, and that was interesting.
Oh yeah. I got chills when he broke down and started crying like that. That was pretty good.
Dude, I'm
emotional
getting
moments.
chills right now just talking about the show because I love it so much. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really pumped for season 2, especially that stinger at the end with Nate at West Ham, and that's Rupert's team now. And I was like,
Right? Yeah,
oh
yeah.
shit, things are going
And,
down.
yeah, and I think Rupert had been getting into Nate's head pretty early on, that we're just not aware of, because Nate just changed dramatically. I think Rupert got into his head. Uh,
Did he ever talk with Rupert? I don't recall that happening in
I
season
mean,
2.
not that we. So in season 2, there's the death of Rebecca's father, and Rupert makes an appearance,
Yeah, that's the only
and
thing I remember.
and Rupert tells uh, Rebecca that he gave up all his shares to the team,
Right.
which we now know why, because he's got his own team. And then as he was walking away, he whispers in Nate's ear.
Oh, I don't remember that. I think I remember it now that you
Yep.
say it, but they didn't tell you what he was whispering, right?
No.
Yeah, I completely forgot that till you just mentioned it now. I was like,
Yep.
oh, I wonder what he whispered. Then I completely forgot about it. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I
And
didn't even realize that.
and so one thing that was kind of a mystery to a lot of people was that we knew when he was promoting season 2 from the start that Jason Sudeikis and one of the showrunners, Bill Lawrence, who made the show Scrubs, said that this show was like The Empire Strikes Back, comparing it to Star Wars.
Oh,
And so we
really?
were all kind of wondering, what exactly is this Empire Strikes Back moment that he's talking about? Like, yeah, season 2 is a little bit is definitely darker than season 1, that's how episode 5 was with episode 4. But episode
Right.
5 had the big twist, the big spoiler that, hey, Luke, I'm your father from Darth Vader.
Yeah, and I
And
guess
so
Ted was Nate's father in that situation almost. That's what he looked at him like, a father figure.
oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I think the Darth Vader reveal moment was Nate at the very end, showing he's on Ripper's team.
oh, you saying he's like Darth Vader? I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just my take.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. But yeah, I was watching that and I was like, oh, is this Rupert? Because he had all the gray hair, and I think they did it on purpose. Well, they did do that on purpose, obviously, the gray hair, but I think they showed him back way like that on purpose to make you think maybe it was Rupert watching because he had gray hair. But then they turned
Actually, you
around.
know what? That's another thing to talk about is that someone noticed on Reddit that Nate's hair around season 6, and after that was getting darker.
Episode 6.
I'm sorry, grayer, noticeably grayer within every episode.
Yeah, I thought it was getting. I thought when I saw that, I'm like, maybe the actor just got a little gray. But then I looked back and I'm like, wait, his hair was not gray at the beginning. Because I
Right,
recall
yeah.
seeing it getting grayer and grayer. And then I was like, oh shoot, they're actually doing this on purpose. They got to be because it's getting more gray as the episodes go by.
Oh yeah, and then there's actually a part in season 2 where Nate says that he's deeply afraid of aging. So I don't know if one of the reasons why he kind of turned to the dark side is because he was aging, he was getting gray, and that's maybe
He's
a
like
reason for his actions in
Rupert's
season
like
2.
the Chancellor Palpatine, like I can help you save the people you love, type
Exactly,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe so, man. But I think that's all I have on it. Is there anything specifically that you want to touch on about it? Because yeah, I was pumped that you wanted to review it because I had all these things I wanted to talk about for him, for just that show in general.
Anything in particular? Nothing particular, man. I think well, whatever you're wanting to touch on, that's what I'm here to touch
Okay.
on. You're the leader of this rodeo, man. I'm just here to
Yeah,
supporting
I'm
act.
the Ted and you're the beard here. Let's go. But
Right,
I
yeah.
mean that's everything I wanted to. Like my girlfriend wouldn't watch it with me. She doesn't. She was like, I don't know if I want to watch that show. And I we went to her aunt and uncle's house, and they like, "You guys watching Ted Lasso?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I love Ted Lasso." And I wanted to talk to
Yeah.
them about it, but like, "Oh, we haven't seen the last 2 episodes." Like, "Oh, I need to tell you," but I didn't. Hey, let's give a rating. Then I have another quick note, but I'm gonna give this one 37 root beer fit sodas out of 52. I think that makes it a 47 out of 52 because root beer fits is a plus 10. So 47 out of 52, damn near perfect, I will say. The show as a whole.
Do I have to rate? Do I have to
Yeah.
rate the fits?
No, that's just my thing. Rate it however you want. You can do a pizza rating.
You know what? I'm not gonna do anything special. I'm gonna give it a. I'm giving it a full 5 stars. Full 5 stars out of 5.
5 out of 5. Respectable rating, Josh. Respectable rating. But the other thing I wanted to touch on, a different show. You might know what I'm about to say because everyone's talking about it. Have you seen Squid Game yet?
You know what? I have not seen Squid Game.
Dang, I just started it. I've watched the first 3 episodes. It's pretty good. But another thing on it, like, you know how you've seen Netflix doing like those English dubs of foreign films or foreign just foreign content they have on there? Or have you ever watched anything with that dub? Because I turned it off. I was like, I don't want to watch this dub because it looks weird. So I turned it off and just did the subtitles for Squid Game. But they're doing it with a lot of other things too.
You know what? I have not seen. I have not seen Squid Games. I haven't seen any other foreign show on Netflix with dubs or subtitles. But that is a huge growth potential for Netflix, though. Is foreign language, especially Korean films.
Yeah,
And so you're gonna see a big push like this more frequently. Maybe not on the same level as Squid Games, but you're gonna see some other stuff.
Well, Dark was I think it was German, and that was like a big thing for a while. But I don't know if it caught on as well as everyone thought it did, or did get as much.
Well, what show?
Dark. You ever heard of Dark?
Dark?
They
no.
They kind of sold it like it's a German version of Stranger Things, but it's like that kind of the same thing. Like they're going after, there's like some creepy stuff happening in this town. But I watched like the first episode and I was like, why is their mouths not matching the thing? And I realized that it's a German show and it was dubbed. My main thing was your opinion on, like, if you had to watch a foreign film, would you watch it dubbed like that or subtitled?
I would probably. You know what? That's a good question. I think I'm gonna go with just subtitles. I don't think I care about the overdubs. I would prefer just a regular subtitle in their natural language.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Are you a subs guy just on all the time?
100%. Yep.
You too? Yeah. Subtitles make it just because like sometimes you can't hear what they say, so it just makes it easier to understand. I love it. Yeah, I started doing that when my girlfriend put me onto it for Game of Thrones. I was
I've been doing that for like 5 or 6 years probably, subtitles.
Yeah, I've been doing it for like 3-ish years. But yeah, I'm into that. I like it. Well, Josh, that's pretty much all I had. Let me see if I had anything else here towards the end. Not really. Anything you just want to chat about? You want to tell me about your life? Like, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in person since the Red Robin days, it feels like. I've actually I've seen Matt before. He showed up at my house for podcasts before he got COVID, and then he stopped coming.
I mean, if we haven't seen each other since the Red Robin days, then that means it's been probably like, at least 6 years, probably.
Yeah, 7 years. You're right. It's probably like 7 years, I want to say. But yeah, we got to get, one of these days, we got to get the whole crew around again. Maybe even do like, if we can get Matt, I don't know why he's dodging the podcast so often all of a sudden, but if we get Matt and Tony and you back and get us all in one room doing this. That'd be nice. Maybe do like a Red Robin reminiscent podcast.
You know what, Mike? I only hang out with people who are fully vaccinated. No fake vax cards.
You're such a
100%
liar.
natural.
You're such a liar. You're not even vaccinated.
I'm partially vaccinated. I got my first shot last Friday.
Oh,
I got
really?
my
You're gonna
second
go back to
shot.
the office?
Oh, I've been in the office
Oh.
since August. I just have to COVID test myself 3 times a week.
Oh. You know they're making people wear masks again even if you're fully vaccinated? Because I'm like fully vaccinated and a lot of signs are like, must wear a mask even if you're fully vaccinated. And I'm like, what's with this? I thought it was vaccination, then we don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely pro vaccination, but the mask thing, I mean, wear it if you want to be comfortable. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me about the mask.
Yeah, they're mandating it again even if you're vaccinated in some places. That was my main thing. I'm like, why did I even get vaccinated? I also didn't want to get vaccinated because I already had it. I'm like, I have the antibodies. Do I really need to get vaccinated? But like my girlfriend signed me up for like this 3 months and made me go. So that's how it happened. But yeah.
At work, even if you're fully vaccinated, you still have to wear a mask around the office. Don't know
that's
why.
dumb.
Doesn't make sense to me, but
That's dumb.
it is
Yeah.
what it is. I like
Yeah,
having a job, so I do what they tell me to do.
Yeah, at my old job, there was only 5 people, so we didn't have to wear masks. We did it for like the first few days when we came back, and then there was like, we don't really need masks. There's only 5 people, and we're pretty spread out. But at my new job, I don't have to worry about it because I just work from home all the time till the end of my days. Both of the offices are one office is in Chicago, and the other office is in Scottsdale, Arizona. So I never have to worry about going into the office as long as I'm working here for now.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely perks of working from home, but I was kind of losing my mind working from home. I needed to get back in the office and see people and talk to people.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, they haven't mentioned anything like, hey, we want you to eventually move out to one of these places. And I don't think they are because they have other people who are kind of spread out all over the place. But
Right.
they sent me like the most recent MacBook Pro, like the 16-inch one. And it's like way better than the MacBook Pro that I bought to work on. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. These guys got some big cash dollars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But this one, I didn't like working at home in my other job because I just felt like, I don't know, my boss thought I wasn't doing any work. But this job's been great so far. Like, everyone's real cool, and I like working from home. We have all these meetings, and then I do like these tasks and stuff. It's awesome. But, and I'm saving all this money on gas because I don't have to go anywhere, which is another perk.
That was a nice thing. I mean, right now I fill up every 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. I think when I was working from home, I went like 2 months one time.
I used
So
to
it
have
was
to fill
yeah,
up.
it's definitely nice.
Yeah, I used to have to fill up every week. Then since I've been working from home, I've maybe filled up once a month.
Yeah, it's got its perks. I definitely did enjoy saving the gas money. But because I was saving the gas money, I ended up just spending on something else anyways. So at the end of the day, I still spend the same amount probably.
Oh, I mean, I just use it to pay off more bills. That's where it all goes.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think I'm ready to wrap it up if you are. That was a good chat. I'm always ready to talk to a lasso head, you know?
Oh, I know, man. We got to get the word out. I think I've converted 1, 2, 3, 4 people into watching Ted Lasso.
Did you got mad on it?
No. He I keep telling him to watch it. I think he would like it. I think. Don't quote me, but I think he's not the biggest Sudeikis fan.
What the hell?
At which he's actually hosting SNL as we speak.
Sudeikis?
Yep, he returned to SNL tonight as the host.
Nice.
So I will be watching that episode tomorrow, commercial free.
You know they say Jason Sudeikis is much like Ted Lasso in real life. That's what I've heard.
You know, it would make sense. It would make sense. And I got to thinking, I wonder if he suffers from panic attacks because just like Ted Lasso, he was so he was with Olivia Munn for, I would say, close to a decade. He's got 2 kids.
No, it was Olivia
but-
Wilde. Olivia Wilde.
Oh, I'm sorry, Olivia Wilde. Yeah, Olivia Wilde.
And she left him
they were never
for
married.
Harry Styles.
Yeah, they were never married, and so around the time that they split, he was also away in England shooting Ted Lasso. So his relationship with Olivia Wilde, in a way, kind of mirrored him and Michelle's relationship in Ted Lasso.
Oh,
So there was part of me.
yeah.
So there was part of me that was wondering, oh man, I hope Jason is okay. You know, he's kind of in the same situation as Ted. So I wonder if he has panic attacks because they've got a pretty good writing staff, and they take stuff from their personal lives and put it in the show. And so I wonder if he or somebody on the writing crew is it a Ted kind of situation with kids and divorce and panic attacks and things like that.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know. That would make sense, though, yeah. I see what you're saying. But, Josh, you have anything else left to say? Because if not, I'm ready to get out of here. It's getting late, and I'm kind of tired.
You know, man, I got to go this you know what? Never mind. I was gonna say a joke, but I couldn't think of a good punchline. It was going to involve my big dick energy, but I couldn't really think of anything good to build off of that.
Big dick energy. All right, well then let's call it, man. It was good to talk to you. Thanks for watching, viewing, listening to Jeff's BLT. If anyone did, not sure if anyone did because I didn't have the chat open. But most of the time, no one watches but you, anyways, Josh. So. Probably not.
Yep.
All right, so we'll get out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.
Dad, I don't even care. Go